There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Monday, March 23rd. Not a long show here, but hopefully a good show. We're going to preview NBA basketball today with 10 games on the docket. We'll also look at the NHL card. Every single game from the NHL card is going to be previewed here on the Morning Steam Show here this morning, and that's about it. We might try to find some other sports to talk about here today on Monday, but we're going to talk about the NCAA basketball tournament. That's what we could talk about, recap the action here and see how we did yesterday with the NCAA tournament. Also in the look ahead a little bit to some of the odds in the upcoming games here this week. So we got down to the Sweet 16 and hey, are your favorite teams in there, your favorite betting teams in there? And well, maybe some of these former Blue Bloods might be looking for coaches. I mean, I don't know. You got to question whether or not, they've already said in North Carolina they're going to be overlooking things. Maybe in Kentucky, maybe they need a conclave to find a new pope there in Kentucky. And, Bill Self says he's going to evaluate what's going on with his job at Kansas. So, Kentucky, that was their worst loss since 1972 in the NCAA tournament. And then Self is kind of non-committal about his future as Kansas coach. We know he's been beset by health issues throughout his tenure in the last several years. So we'll see. Those teams might need some revamping, maybe some new blood in the Blue Bloods there. But we can look at those games from yesterday. Hello to everyone in the chat, and hopefully we'll get some people in here today because, you know what, probably not the biggest day of sports here, but no days off here. We're going to talk about the games today, but let's talk about the games yesterday. Let's talk about the NCAA tournament here and the results with Iowa knocking off Florida 73-72 as Iowa gets the win. Florida's the first number one seed knocked out of the tournament. I didn't see that one coming. Iowa, man, great job. They've obviously got a hot coach and McCollum there. Everyone's talking about this guy up, and Golden's out there looking like one of the temper tantrum coaches. He had a beef. But definitely was upset there, and it was the Gators getting knocked out here. Number one seed, bye-bye. They led by 4 with 5.5 minutes to play, but Iowa was deadly inside with 70% shooting from inside the arc, and the Hawkeyes are going to move on to play Nebraska, the children of the corn game there with Nebraska favored by 2.5. That game's on Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Total 133.5 there for Nebraska and Iowa. I would have told you a few years ago, hey, watch out for Iowa and Nebraska in the NCAA tournament in the future. You thought I was thinking it might be misguidance. Think I was talking about football here. That sounds more like a 10-7 game, though, doesn't it? A football game between Iowa and Nebraska. So great job, though, there in that one by Iowa to get that win over Florida. And, you know what? Florida had a big surge there. Remember, they struggled out the gate, and everybody said, hey, this team maybe not quite what we saw from the national championship, but they seemed to turn it all around. But Iowa, like I said, this coach is pretty good, and Al Fulgaris hit the three-point shot. Let's not bury the lead here with 4 seconds left for Iowa to knock out the number 1 seed and taking down the defending champ. All right, another great one here. We talked about Coach Self. How about we talk about Coach Pitino, looking as cool as ever after his young player there made that basket to end the game. Dylan Darling, who cleared the way for his own layup. You work hard on that play if you're a basketball player. It probably was a foul too. Draw the contact, put the shot off the glass with the little spin right off the rectangle there, or the square on the backboard. Beautiful shot, great shot, wins the game with 1 second left for St. John's there in the win over Kansas for Dylan Darling. The driving layup didn't help for Kansas as they had 16 turnovers in the game, and St. John just had 8 turnovers in that one. St. John's did lead by 14 points with 8 minutes left, but they needed that last second hoop. Good job by Kansas. I don't know if they underachieved necessarily in the tournament. I didn't think that this was their game to win. They actually covered the spread. So good job there, though, by St. John's. They advance, and they'll take on the Duke Blue Devils. Duke favored by 6.5, total 142. That game's at 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific on Friday as St. John's advances with Coach Pitino going to the Sweet 16 again there in that one. St. John's 11 of 35 from the arc. Not great. It's okay for them, but they did make 14 of 34 inside the arc. So not great offense there from St. John's, but they forced the turnovers, got the win there over Kansas. All right. Also, Purdue over Miami, 79-69. Purdue got the money there in that one. With Miami leading the game by 2 at halftime, the Boilermakers ended up 21 of 22 from the foul line. Miami just went to the charity stripe 10 times and were 8 for 10. But Purdue, 8 of 14 from three-point range. They were pretty efficient in the game. They've won 7 in a row, and they'll take on the Texas Longhorns. It'll be Purdue favored by 7.5, total 148.5. That one's at 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific on Thursdays. The Boilermakers get it done. They scored 41 points in the second half to put away the Hurricanes and get the win for Purdue there in that one over Miami, covering the spread in that one. And the game did end up going over for the most part. There's a line dipped down there, so maybe we can claim a victory in that one, huh? I might have actually gotten cited on the total there on the show yesterday, but remember that Steam came in on the under and we were on the over, so I need a win there in that one. So I do think we got it, but you might end up on the wrong side of the total there one way or the other, and a great job there by Purdue. All right. Tennessee over Virginia there yesterday, 79-72. Another efficient performance by the Tennessee Volunteers in a near pick'em game. They get the win. Jacoby Gillespie, 21 points, 6 assists in that one for Tennessee. The Volunteers hit 6 free throws in a row to kind of stop the Cavs, come back late and get the win there. With the Volunteers, they did go 19 of 25 on the foul line. Virginia just 6 of 11 from the foul line. The Volunteers will take on the Iowa State Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes won it over Kentucky 82-63. One of the most impressive performances on the day was a win there for Iowa State as they routed Kentucky there in that one and blew them out there. Hey, we did have at least the under as our winner here on the show. It did go under with 145 there. That was another one where got taken up there to 147, so we just got in there for a win on the under here on the show, as Iowa State was able to knock off Kentucky in that one. And the line for that upcoming game here is Iowa State forced 20 turnovers. They will be here 4.5-point favorites over the Tennessee Volunteers on Friday. The total of 138.5. That one's Friday at 10:10 Eastern, 7:10 Pacific to wrap up the Sweet 16 on Friday night. Also, the Connecticut Huskies, very impressive over the UCLA Bruins. We did have a winner here on the morning steam with the under in that game, and well, it was thanks to UCLA because they didn't come close, and they were hanging in there all the way actually, or for the first part of the first half there, but then you look up, all of a sudden Connecticut started to blow them out. Alex Caravan, don't forget about this guy, right? He's been around 27 points, a career high in that game. Look, Connecticut, not saying they're being overlooked. A lot of people still like this Connecticut team with 4 losses. They're still one of the top teams in the country, but Caravan, good, strong, steady player who really hasn't barked a lot here, but that was an impressive performance with 27 points, a career high for a guy that we've seen do it before on the big stage. Taryn Reed, 10 points, 12 rebounds, as the Connecticut Huskies did win over the Bruins. UCLA led by 6, as I said there in the first half, but Connecticut shot 60% from inside the arc and outscored the Bruins 35-24 in the second half. And the Huskies will take on Michigan State on Friday. And the Connecticut Huskies just a 1.5-point favorite, total 136 in that game, 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific time on Friday for Michigan State and Connecticut. Wow, that's another, I don't know if it's total blue bloods, but those are pretty good NCAA tournament historical teams here, especially with Coach Izzo in there, your guy's favorite, and our favorite Hurley there in that one, as he won the battle of the bratty coaches over Coach Mickey. Also, Arizona with the win over Utah State. Who got the money there? You know what? We were laying 12 on the show. I think we just got to take it for what it is and call it a push. But still, Arizona impressive, 78-66. The Wildcats were 27 of 39 from the foul line, nearly 40 attempts. Utah State 8 of 11. Arizona won despite shooting just 38.5% from inside the three-point line. Arizona never trailed. We talked about teams with dominant rebounding edges able to win these games, and it does make sense, of course, but it is holding true also, as Arizona, which never trailed, had a 54-26 edge on the boards in the game. So they ended up crushing them. Jaden Bradley, 18 points there in that one for the Wildcats. They will play the Arkansas Razorbacks on Thursday at 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific, and Arizona is an 8.5-point favorite, total 165.5 there in that one. And finally, it was Alabama getting the win there over Texas Tech. Man, Texas Tech was a no-show in this one, as Alabama spanked them there. At least, let's see here. Crimson Tide led 49-25 at halftime, and Tech had nothing for them in that game, building that 26-point halftime lead. Alabama was 19 of 42 from three-point range. Texas Tech, we said, look, you have Alabama, the number one three-point shooting team as far as shots taken and shots made, against the Texas Tech team that was pretty much third in the same category. And I said, how are the Sharps going under here? And maybe they knew it was going to be a blowout, because Texas Tech was just 4 of 25 from the three-point line. All they had to do was make some of those shots to maybe challenge the total, but Tech wound up losing 4 of their last 5 games, actually. And the Alabama Crimson Tide will play the Michigan Wolverines on Friday, 7:45 Eastern, 4:35 Pacific, and Michigan's a 10.5-point favorite over Alabama, total 174.5. Hello to everyone in the chat. Like I said, thank you for joining me. Not going to be much of a show here today with just our NBA games, but for those of you that did come by, we'll try to pick some winners here. Won't be here maybe for an hour or so. The markets have just opened here, and there's kind of skyrocketing here. Little birdie told me that the airline stocks were the way to go last week because of the once any kind of good news came out of the war. I don't know if it's good news. They basically said they're not going to bomb the power plant. So I don't know how it works out that the airlines have scored off of that. But all the markets going up here a little bit. I don't think we're ready to go a ticker tape parade down in New York City here, but we'll take some good news for one day. Stop bombing these guys a little bit here. Good morning to Robert McCormick here. Cash Keen is ready to go. Nuke is here as well. Andrew K ready to play here. Oh no, Nuke! Oh no, Nuke! Could I interest you, Nuke, in a little women's college basketball today? There are 8 games in the Sweet 16 here. I'm gonna have a package here today. At least I bounced back a little bit yesterday with some of my women's games after Saturday. What happened? I was pretty hot and then did not get it. Didn't have a great day with the premiums over at winnable.com, but we did have some winners there. Went 2-1 with my NBA picks there last night, including New York and Washington game to go over. Also, Denver and Portland to go over, as I was 2-1 with my sports money premiums. We also had some winners here on the show yesterday in the short NBA card there, including the New York Knicks minus 20 points, 20.5 there against the Washington Wizards, and the Phoenix Suns there against the Toronto Raptors in that back-to-back for them, and they still got the win. So, and we went 2-1 on those premiums there yesterday, but premiums weren't too hot. My NASCAR didn't get too good either, but did get a set of winners in tennis, 3-1 with my premiums over there. With we had Corda over Alcaraz there in that match yesterday, getting 4.5 points on the game spread. Alcaraz, they really do have interesting rivalry there. One guy that I don't know if he's always giving him problems, but Corda seems to play well against him. We also had Valentin Vachereau over Berrettini, and we had that wipeout there with Arthur Fees against Tsitsipas. We had there in that one. But my women's got to have a bounce back day here, so I'm going to be involved in the women's tournament for sure on Sunday. You can get those picks from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off the premium pick packages. And again, some of these games are blowouts. I might have taken a few too many dogs, giving some of these teams a little bit too much credit. It's always blowouts in the women's tournament, but we do have a few close games today to look at. Alabama and Louisville, Notre Dame and Ohio State, Kentucky and West Virginia among the top games that have at least single-digit spreads there in the women's tournament today. So maybe we could talk Nuke into some women's ball. I don't know. Let's see here. Who else is joining me for the show today? We're not previewing it. We're not previewing those games, but all right. Bobby Mack says, man, I don't even have any big Monday night football games here to look at today. The European League's kind of taking the day off there a little bit today. So I'm trying to find some soccer action to bet on too. It's a day off basically for those Monday night football games in the major leagues. Trevor of all trades, thank you here. He says, can you get to the one game here? Let's do the one game there. Nuke today he says, man, the brackets are going down there right now in the NCAA tournament. And let's see, Jimbo's here. Greg says, Kansas, let it get away. Gary France is here today. Hi, Gary. Nice to see you in there. He had the Gators to win it all. Yep, and that was, questionable on the coaching a little bit there. Let's see here. Greg says Arkansas and Arizona will be the two teams that will be your champion. He likes Arizona to win. Hey, don't forget, I know I keep saying it, but I'm going to say it until I cash one of these tickets. I only have 3 futures bets. 40 on the Blue Devils, to win 360. Arizona 30 to win 120, and Arkansas 20 to win a 1200. So you know which one I'm rooting for. And maybe UConn with a healthy team. Hey, L. Lawrence is here. Any college? Well, I don't want to say it like that. L. Lawrence, it is under the premium picks there. But you know what? I forgot. Let me set up. I always keep forgetting to set up the drawing here. So at least let me set up the drawing. Maybe L. Lawrence will win the drawing here today to get those women's picks today. Maybe I should just send L. Lawrence and to go over the premiums, get L. Lawrence their own personal code, because I feel bad. I don't have the previews of the games, but I'm definitely going to bet those. L. Lawrence only. If they want, I don't want to make it seem so, but I didn't have a preview here, and I was going to put them behind the paywall because it probably shouldn't the way I went yesterday. But L. Lawrence can use the promo code LIVE and get 1 free week of picks over at winnable.com. Only L. Lawrence can use the promo code LIVE today to get a 1 free week, because L. Lawrence asked, and I want L. Lawrence to get the women's picks today. So
final.
I hope that's okay, L. Lawrence. You don't have to do it if you don't want, and I'll make sure at least to send out a free pick on the side there. I don't have the card totally ready yet, but I definitely looked at it because there wasn't much else to look at. There. Let's see. Greg here had the Jayhawks. There, your coffee shop is here, everybody. Getting us started with some coffee in there. Not happy about Florida. There. Our Thompson's here as well. Hurley dominates versus Izzo. What's going on there? Also here, Greg says Arizona can get the spread. Robert says Bama get that early payout on Alabama there yesterday. Hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Also, AOD here ready to go. Hanging on by a thread there with the Pistons, but that's okay. I think they'll get it done. You know, we're down here to the final dozen games or less of this season in the NBA. And, you know, I keep talking about the NBA and the 7 seed, right? I keep saying how, oh, you've got to be inside the, you know, you can't be finishing in this position because of, you know, the 7 seed, the 8 seed. Well, you know what I did? I went to the old, I guess, I don't know, I could have looked it up somewhere, anywhere, anyway, right? With the play-in tournament. But you know what I did? I went to AI. Come on. I went to AI to ask it, because I keep saying to everyone, you know, you NCAA tournament, you always get the right teams in there and that. But so here's a little bit of the breakdown here. First on the tournament seeding, right? I said you got to be in the 7 or 8 seed in the NBA in order to make it to the play-in tournament and to the playoffs, right? So the play-in tournament has been around for 8 years now. In this format. And I said, you know, you got to be 7 or 8, because 8 and 9, you know, rarely never make it. The 7 seed has made the playoffs 8 times, 8 out of 8 so far per conference each year. The percentage is 100%. The 7 seed makes the playoffs, right? You finish 7th, you're probably going to do it. I mean, you know, the first one could happen. You never know. But the reality is that the 7 seed has a double elimination advantage, remember. They've never failed. Yeah, you could lose a game and still make it by winning the next game. So the 7 seed, 100% of the time since this format has come through, the 7 seed has made the playoffs. The number 8 seed, remember I said it's trickled down a little bit. It's like perfectly, almost symmetrical, finished 7, 8, 9, or 10. The 8 seed has made the playoffs 6 out of 8 times out of the format. So it's not perfect, but it's more than the others, and it's less than the 7, 75%. The breakdown there is you have to lose both games basically, because an 8 seed you get a second chance against the winner of that other game, and then you have to you get to play it at home. So they've lost both games only 2 times total. So it's still a strong position because you get 2 chances. It's 75% if you're the 8 seed. If you're the 9 seed, you make the playoffs 3 out of 10 times. There's an extra game in there, so they've had a little bit more action there with that bracket. But 3 out of 10 times in the 9 seed, 30%. Basically, you must win versus the 10 seed and then beat the loser of the 7 or 8. So 30% of the time, the 9 seed has advanced to the NBA postseason because of the victories in the play-in round. So 30% there in that one. And then the 10 seed was 0, as I kept thinking, but in last year, the Miami Heat did come through. I forgot that because, it was 0 until then. So Miami was able to break through. It's 1 out of 10 for the 10 seed. They're 10% basically. The 10 seed must win 2 straight elimination games, usually both on the road. So it had never happened until 2025. And so that's why you have basically a 10% chance there. So really, like I said, the 7 or 8, you get the double chance. You got to win 1 or 2. The 9, 10, you must go 2-0. That's they will call it the Paige McIntyre system. So it's not chaos. It's kind of controlled chaos. It's almost like clockwork, which teams do make it, but you still got to get it done. Like I said, Miami had finally gotten it done in that format, if you will, as well. So, all right, that's this little breakdown. Oh, I want to also cover here the NCAA tournament conferences. Which teams have done well so far through the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament? Well, the Big 12 did go 10-4 against the spread. The favorites were 7-3 ATS. The underdogs were 3-1 ATS for the Big 12. The Big 10 also pretty strong. 10-5 against the spread. Favorites were 9-4 against the spread. Remember, we talked about the favorites winning all the games there for the most part. Underdogs in the Big 10 were just 1-1 ATS. The favorites went 26-22 over the 2 rounds here coming in. So not 26-22 ATS. So it wasn't total domination there. They won a lot of the games, yes. They did do well, but they didn't always cover. The SEC went 11-7 against the spread. Favorites were 6-4. Underdogs were 5-3. So, well, talk about, hey, mid-majors, which can, granted, they had more teams, so more chances, but again, they didn't finish under 500. Remember, there is no necessarily who is Cinderella in this tournament right now. Cinderella basically left holding their slipper. They're turning into a pumpkin at midnight because they're really, who is the Cinderella team in this tournament? Do you think there even is one right here when you look at the names of the schools right there? Who would you pick as the you can't really call them a Cinderella. Would it be a team like Texas at 13 losses on the season? Maybe Iowa had 11 losses, but again, you got big names, no mid-majors here. Don't look at us. We're not a mid-major. All major conferences here. ACC 2-10 against the spread here. Now, we do have some ACC representation, obviously. We've got Duke in there, right? We've got a little bit of ACC action here still left, but 2-10 ATS, favorites 2-6 ATS, underdogs 0-4 ATS here as Duke is holding the flag here for the Atlantic Coast Conference over the Sweet 16 here. Big East 2-3 against the spread, 2-2 as favorites ATS, 0-1 as an underdog. The West Coast Conference 0-4 against the spread. Favorites 0-3 against the spread. Underdogs 0-1 against the spread. They had the one win but didn't cover. And the West Coast Conference brought 3 teams in, couldn't even cover the spread once. So, yeah, not a great job by that conference. And really, those are the only ones of kind of note there. Other ones were just 1 or 2 bid teams there. So cover that a little bit there because that's all we have left are the major conference teams left coming in. So that's let's see here. Dimitri over was good. Andrew says the Knicks are 1 or 2 games behind. Knicks are 1 or 2 games behind Boston for the number 2 seed. Says Andrew K. It's not quite 1 or 2 games right now. It is currently 4.5. The number 2 seed. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, Andrew. I was thinking of the top spot. The Knicks, yeah, because you're right. The Pistons are probably home free. I mean, 4.5 games here with 11 to play. That's a tall order. I almost think the AOD's Pistons are in the number 1 there. But you're right. The Celtics just it's a half game lead. Yeah, half a game lead. For that number 2 seed. So good job by the Knicks here. And the Celtics, that'll be some good movement there. It's important to get that seed. All right. And NYC Bar, good morning. Hey, T-Bird is here. All right, good to see you, T-Bird. How you been, T-Bird? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Ken Mizrahi there. Just going to bet the Senators tonight. The hockey segment's over. Thank you for playing. The hockey segment's over. Ken Mizrahi. If you don't want to stick around and you're waiting for the hockey, I'll just say it right now. We're on this. Well, maybe I'll take I think we're on the Senators on the puck line here. The Rangers are at home after all. And let's see there. Terrell always, now look, Terrell's our man. He comes up with great tidbits, but there's always that one. I hope Terrell doesn't get mad. There's always that one guy who wants the attention. He goes over and says, "Oh, come on, go to the NIT." That was the big upset there. It was Illinois State over Wake as an 8-point dog. Terrell, come on, Terrell. NIT though, did we pick any winners in the NIT? Well, we did have Wichita there on the show, right on the fly when they took that steam there over Oklahoma State. Hey, I don't even have. Oh my gosh, I didn't even. I'm going to look at the scores here. I didn't even grade my all my NIT games here. I left one off. Let me take a look here, and I want to see that I didn't grade my bets there with. I better not look at it. I think I don't want to look at it now. Now that I think about it, I had the over in George Washington in New Mexico, and it did. It fell way short. Oh man, come on. I don't think I hit anything with my premiums there yesterday, but New Mexico did get the win. I lost that too. I laid 7.5. So, all right. There, NIT. We're gonna have some more NIT. Elliot here. Good morning. Lawrence. Yeah, you got it. Use the promo code live 1 week. Make sure you cancel at the end of a week, Lawrence, because the system bills it. But I'm gonna do women's college basketball today for sure. I'm gonna try to come back big here today. I did not have a good day yesterday. I shouldn't say that. But Kelvin Sampson versus the Big Ten right there in the region. Let's see here. Good comments today, even though we don't have many games, huh? All right, AOD is here. And woo! Good morning to Steve Aleftarian as well. And could one day number 16 win it all? It's hard enough to win one game, right? And we did almost see it there, but one team we did talk about, and they didn't make it out of the first round, but they did have a good performance. Was High Point? Have you seen High Point? They've got NIL money. They've got a very ritzy campus. Everybody talks about. Mike loves to talk about Grand Canyon. Profit. Pay for profit. What does he call it? Profitable school. Learn. They basically have a school that they're trying to make money with, right? So no problem. Hey, they pay the money, you get your degree. But High Point, they're already rich. Their arena looks like a palace, and their campus looks like in the Hamptons there in High Point in North Carolina. So I would say if any team has a chance out of the future to maybe do something. It might be High Point. They got a lot of money, man. They can pay their players, and they might be that team. Maybe they'll be the Gonzaga of the East, or I don't even know if you want to call them that. They've got a whole unique situation over there with a lot of money there. So Iowa could be the Cinderella. Could it be Iowa that's the Cinderella there? And how did Iowa beat Florida, right? They just did a great coaching job, it felt like, huh? Greg says maybe Nebraska is that Cinderella here. So, hey, wait a minute. Iowa and Nebraska are playing each other. They both can be Cinderellas. And again, we're talking the, major conferences too, right? So, in Nebraska, they've actually been on the rise. Remember the Asian Steph Curry was there, remember? They just couldn't get through there. Yay or nay broke the yay or nay. I got it right. Yay or nay coffee shop. I got it now. I finally figured out what that pronunciation is. Terrell had the Illinois State there. Hey, and Uncle here for you, Justin, today. Thank you for being here, Justin McKelvey in the chat. And who else? I think that might be it. And that might be the time it's ready to go here. Yeah, Terrell says, they all crave a good Cinderella story. I don't know, Terrell. It sounds like we're listening to the fans, though, too, here in the chat. They'd like to have one of those teams maybe playing in there. So, all right, women, Nuke will watch the ladies here a little bit today. But, it's some of the blowouts. I did have a couple of winners yesterday, right? In the premiums, I had Mississippi in that thrilling game against Minnesota. That was one of the best games of the women's tournament there. It came down to the wire there yesterday. And I had the under in the Baylor Duke game as well. I think it went 2-2 with the premiums. I'm kind of giving myself a hard time, but we did have the under with Baylor and Duke. But, I took Oregon. They got blown out. Took Texas Tech. They got blown out by LSU. So, all right. Hey, well, we got a little bit of breaking news coming in here right now. And let's, you know what? We're going to get ready to go. And look, Andrew's ready to go with Major League Baseball there. Freed versus Webb on Wednesday. Also, M the Great is here as well. Nuke says he's ready to go with the college. Maybe I should make the women's college basketball. I mean, you don't need me to make the picks for you. I know, but let's see here. We do have. We got to have some breaking news today, right? With nothing going on. Let me break some news here right now that's just coming out. Let me make sure. Let me look at it here. I know this is a confirmed story. I'm seeing it right now. So can anybody name it in the chat before we go here? I'm going to do some breaking news. Let's see if you're seeing it on social media and all the other sources right now coming in. Anybody know what the breaking news is? Let's run the banner here. That's how we'll do it. We got right now breaking news. I think we might have featured this story even if we were on a big show and had a bunch of previews here. It's a pretty good story here. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's going to get paid. Of course he is. The best wide receiver in the NFL is about to become the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. He's reached a deal with the Seattle Seahawks, 4 years, $168.6 million. The deal averages $42.15 million per year. I bet we'll hear the ESPN. We might be beating ESPN here at this one, but $42.15 million per year includes over $120 million guaranteed, both setting records for any wide receiver here. And you know what? He pretty much is the best going, right, from last year. So JSN's getting paid here with the Seattle Seahawks, and great job, man. Great receiver there. Look, I mean, you don't want to downplay the effect that the quarterback had on his success, but I don't want to say that it was he didn't have the best quarterback there with in Seattle. I don't want to say it like that because of the fact that they did win the bowl after all. But no doubt, here we've got JSN with the it made Darnold look good. I guess is that how you could say it there? uh, there. So great job for JSN with that contract there, big time, getting paid today. All right, let's go to the previews here right now. We've still got a few games to go here, right, in the NBA today. So I think I'm ready to go. NHL last night, real quick. Let me just cover some winners here. Yesterday, we had some winners here on the morning steam, including Colorado and Washington game to go under there yesterday. Also, morning steam winner Predators and Blackhawks under as well. We also had the New York Islanders in that 1-0 win over Columbus. It's a morning steam winner yesterday. Also, Vegas Knights and Vegas Golden Knights and Dallas Stars under was a winner here on the morning steam yesterday. Also, Tampa Bay and Calgary over. So did end up with might have just got the money there in the NHL. All right. Well, I'll be ready here for our one NHL. I don't even need any notes for the NHL game today, but we got a few more with the NBA. Let's get to the coverage here today. And also hello to Jimmy Knows there. Nuke says all the women's games are being played at the home of the higher seed. Yeah, Nuke, in the women's tournament, they don't have, neutral site venues. They actually put the benefit of becoming a number one seed is you host the first 2 rounds at your venue. It gives you a big time advantage there. That's how they run the women's tournament. All right, here we go. Hey, we got some decent games today. And note the time change on some of these. Not this one, but I believe 2 games might have flopped their times. And who doesn't like to flop their times once in a while? Okay, Lakers taking on the Pistons here. Man, the Lakers are down to 2 overnight. Now, if you're playing the move, you might be on the Pistons here. The Lakers were as high as 2.5. I even saw some threes there just about 6 or 7 hours ago in this one with the Lakers here on the road laying the points against Detroit. A great matchup, man. This is harken back to the 80s here with this matchup of as good as these teams are right now. I mean, of course, we know the Pistons riding high in the Eastern Conference here. They're going to hold on to that number 1 seed, I'm pretty sure. And also the Lakers among the hottest teams in the league here right now with those 9 straight wins. Who's trying to fade them at this point? But still, this is a tough matchup here in this game for any team, even the way the Lakers are playing right now. But not only are they winning, they're covering numbers here. Man, these Lakers, I hope it's for real. Now, one interesting note out of this game, right, is the fact that Luka Doncic, who one more quick note here. One more quick note here right now. A little bit more NCAA breaking news right now is let me get this straight here. I'm seeing it come out right now. Creighton head basketball coach is retiring here. Legendary coach, strong coach, Greg McDermott, Dougie Bucket's dad. Their Creighton coach is retiring here. He's going to pass it along to his assistant right now. So really a strong career there, though, for Creighton coach Greg McDermott. Man, is he really ready for retirement there? But I think they were saying that he was going to be possibly retiring this year. So that just did as well. Coach McDermott retires. Okay. Anyway, here for the Lakers and Luka, so he got a 16th technical foul, so he has to sit out 1 game for the another one of these dumb rules, I guess. I don't know, but uh, I mean, you get a technical foul, the other team gets some free throws. I mean, what is this? The Draymond Green rule, right? This thing's been in effect for a few years here right now, but it doesn't seem right. I mean, the first technical is the same result as the last. I mean, they've got to figure out just fine them. I mean, fine them. And no, the players don't care about sitting out; they like their money, so just fine them for their technicals. Do something like that. But Luka did petition the league to rescind the technical, and they agreed. And so he will not have to miss the game. He was going to have to miss this game. Now, I don't know if, he gets one more, he's still going to have to do it. You're getting close to the season here, and the Lakers are actually in a little bit of a playoff battle right now, as mentioned, right? The Lakers here are 2.5 games ahead of the Rockets. I think they're probably going to hang on and finish in there unless they go on a little bit of a tailspin and the Rockets were able to win some games. But you still got to sit a game out if you get that 16 technical. Now, he may be able to avoid it here in the last last couple weeks of the season, 11 games ago, like we said there. But petition the league. I don't know, probably just because he wanted to make sure that it wasn't a technical. I mean, he got into a weird debate there, weird controversy with Giga Batadze. Not kind of probably not great comments. You think of just because it's in the news, you can razz a guy for getting a divorce. Luca's a human, right? I don't have any problem with what Luca said. Don't be talking about my family. He said, I'll F you up. Don't be talking. And you're probably right. I mean, just because it's in the news that he got divorced and, maybe he was trash talking. Maybe he thought he could get away with it because we take it. Nobody wanted to get a divorce. Probably it's a serious deal, and we know that it happens all the time. So maybe if it's in the news, you can. Now maybe he was razzing him and using it as a trash talk, but maybe he just was not as sensitive to the issue there. That wasn't the reason necessarily, but I just that did go down in that last game. But so Luka does get to play here in this game, and I don't know. Like I said, it's an important game. It's a good game too. So, rather than just take your suspension and sit it out, so that because you can get another suspension, but you have to go through another set of technicals there. It's not like every game is another suspension. They have you get a few more and you get another suspension. But so Luka's ready for this game after appealing that. And will play tonight. Marcus Smart is questionable. Rui Hachimura, questionable. Maxi Kleber, questionable for Detroit. Of course, we're still trying to figure out how long it's going to take for Cade Cunningham to make his way back to the lineup. And we're just hoping and praying that he makes it back in time for the postseason. It really sucks to get such a bizarre injury or ailment here at this late juncture of the season with a collapsed lung when you're one of the best players in the league on one of the hottest teams going in in the Eastern Conference, where you got to go against some decent teams in there, like the Celtics, if you will. So let's see here. Marcus Sasser, he is out. Kevin Herter, he's probable. Isaiah Stewart still out here for the Pistons. We can go to the chat and see what you have. I'll start to talk a little bit of trends here in the matchup. Lakers, a terrific cover, of course, now this year, 40-31 ATS. They've covered 8 of their last 10, 20-16 ATS. On the road, also 27-15 ATS as a favorite for the Lakers. But Detroit here, an underdog for the 13th time this season. They are 12-2 as an underdog this season. Now, 2 points isn't much cushion there, and they are just 17-18 against the spread at home. But a really nice game here on Monday between the Lakers and their 9-game winning streak, 8-1 against the spread in that time too. So you could, I said 8-2 last 10, but 8-1 the last 9. Pistons, despite winning 6 of their last 7, has covered just 5 of their last 10 games overall. And this Lakers team doesn't seem to be taking many prisoners right now. They're pretty much, beating all comers. Good teams, bad teams, I've had my share. Lakers and Pistons have gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall. The Pistons have gone over in 5 of their last 7, and the Lakers have gone over in 4 of their last 6. But This total, it's a modest total there at 220. Is it two at 226? And this one's been going down here a little bit. The move has been on the under here in this one. It opened as high as 228. So let's see. I'm going to go to the chat here, I think, first before I make my play in this one, because it's a good game here. I mean, I guess it's a potential NBA Finals matchup in a way. I know a lot of people want to discount the Lakers, but hey, if you're third in the conference, you definitely got a somewhat of a chance here, even if you think that the Thunder and the Spurs are far and away the best teams, I guess. Let's see what you have here. In this one, I think these two teams kind of trend under for the most part, but let's go to the chat here and see what we got. All right. Getting the picks in here for this one. And let's see here. Hey, Mike Lee is in there today. Hello. Also, let's see. T. Bird, he likes the Lakers team total over 10 assists. And Nuke says, who punches their TV, right? I don't know. I see a bunch of viral videos, right, with people, these flat screens. As cool as the new TVs are, I've probably broken a few, but not because of gambling. Just like you pick it up wrong and the thing cracks. You're like grabbing it by one end. They're pretty light. They're like one time I just tried to set it on its side or something. I was moving a TV and it cracked. And when it cracked, you get the spider of the flat screens. Fortunately, I mean, they're only, even a couple $100 gets you a pretty good one here. The technology's incredible, isn't it? If you think about it, if you're old like us. And it had the big console TV that probably cost $1,500. And remember, the thing was as big as like a piece of furniture in your living room, right? You can sit on it. You can put rest on it. Remember those big console tube TVs? It was the biggest thing in the room, pretty much. Or the big stereo that was like half up the size of your wall. Jordy says Lakers money line. Jalen Duren for 15 points. And it was Jay or Nay Coffee that broke it. Hey, Jimbo, thank you. Wow, look at that, everybody. 5 gifted sports money memberships. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Jimbo. Oh, man. Wow. Thank you, Jimbo. Elliot's on the Lakers. And here is Var on the Lakers as well. Nine Legacy says if it was Luke, he would knock that guy on the ground, right? It is not nice to do that. And again, I think we take, just something, because it was in the news, right? And then, even at the chat, even you guys a few of you made fun of it, how Luka was playing a lot better since, and you know what, there probably is a little something to getting something off your shoulders, even though it's still probably a big burden in your life, especially if you're mega rich there too. But I think the guy was probably just overstepping his bounds and said something where you think you can get away with something. It's, something in the news, you see a guy bigger, even man to man, although, I don't know, they're from different countries. Maybe there's something to that. Robert's on the under. And let's see, any more here from the chat? AOD, there's AOD, right? Oh, no, AOD's playing the reverse card here. It says Lakers are going to get whatever they want. Some people, maybe even AOD, going with the little reverse psychology maybe in that one. Lakers for 9 Legacy. And AOD, though, not confident in the win there. Jimmy says Lakers. Oh, he says because of Cade not being there. It's funny that the Pistons are kind of getting the momentum here a little bit, right? Without Cade. I think the betting momentum is in their direction. I think the line has moved in the Pistons direction. Now, the Lakers are on kind of a long road trip here. This is their 5th straight road game. The Winds came in Houston twice, Miami, and Orlando. They didn't cover the spread. They didn't cover 3 against Orlando on the road. And but interesting to note, they were favored by 3 against Orlando. And, obviously the Pistons are better than Orlando. And here the Lakers are favored by only 2. But again, I think it's the Cunningham factor. that is kind of determining that, right? The two teams played in December. Detroit won at LA, 128 to 106 as a 2.5 point favorite in that one. Uh, During double for AOD, Kennard Revenge here. Big Crypto says he likes the Lakers today, and TVs are cheap, right? They're like uh, uh, the reason, I guess that's why I ended up with, I've always been a 10 TV kind of guy, even with the but back in the day when I had a wall of TVs, I had small small TVs in there too, but now you just get all big ones. Let's see here. Anything else from the chat in this one? AOD is really throwing the shade on his Pistons covering this one, right? Pistons for Dimitri. And let's see here. Kane, right? Got to warm up. And then it would slowly get, sometimes it would get a little, the older it got and the noisier, then it slowly go away as the TV warmed up. Or how about horizontal hold? And you have to dial the button, sometimes you go too far and it's hard to go the other way. You'd have to get the horizontal hold in the back of the thing and just have to twist it just enough so it wouldn't be going. Okay, let's see here. 60 inches for 200. Even the giant out of town scoreboard wasn't that expensive. I think this is an 80-incher behind me. Remember, if this thing falls, you're gonna have to call. No one here is going to know. You're going to have to, if this thing falls and knocks me out, you're going to have to call the ambulance here to come in. Okay, so just remember that. It's actually on like bricks. It's raised up on like a series of bricks back here. LeBron under. And I think that's it from you guys in the chat. Man, I got to make my call here in this one with the Lakers and I think I already teased. I could just go to the total here. I'm going to take the total under in this one with the Lakers and the Pistons. I'm going under in the matchup today here on the Morning Steam. And I'll kind of shy away from. I'm going to have some premiums today on some of these games, so I'm going to go with the total here in this one. All right, let's keep it moving here right now. We've only got 10 games. Pacers and the Magic here at 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific. In this one, you've got the poor Pacers. Now, I've added another team to our famous these teams. These are the teams that suck segment here right now. We've been talking about it for a few weeks here now. The Pacers and the Wizards have both lost 16 straight games. So between them, you've got 32 in a row. But now we can throw the Nets in there. And if you take the Pacers, the Wizards, and the Nets, the bottom three teams in the Eastern Conference, they've lost a combined 39 straight games. Yeah, how about it? We almost could throw in Orlando the way they're going. They've lost 4 straight games right now. What's going on here, Orlando? You were one of our darlings here a little bit, but they're in a little bit of a skid here right now with 4 straight losses. Now, it was Atlanta, Oklahoma City, Charlotte, and the Lakers. So those are 4 pretty good teams right now for sure. Now, they did cover 2 of the games at home against OKC and LA, and they are home at this one, but this one's in the Tankathon going up against Indiana here. Only 13? I like these Tankathon games were in this range, not so much when it's in the 20-point range, but you still got to weigh the factors here if you want to play this one on the side. For the Magic here, they've gone 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 games overall, but they are just 1-4 straight up, as I said, here in their last 5 games coming into this 4 straight losses. What am I saying? For Indiana here, with their losing streak, they are 3-13 in those 16 losses against the spread. So they've managed to cover 3 times overall. They are 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games against the Orlando Magic. This series has gone over in 4 of the last 6, and Orlando's gone over in 6 of their last 8 games coming in. Indiana's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one as well. So, yeah, I mean, it might trend to the over, but let's see how you have it in this one with Indiana and Orlando coming in. Indiana just 12-24 against the spread on the road. Orlando's a 500 proposition, at least at home, almost anyway, 17-19 ATS and just 18-25 ATS as a favorite here. So let's see how you like it, though. I'll probably just stick to the Tankathon. At 13, I think I don't mind that. Let's see how you have it. I'm going to take Orlando here again in the Tankathon to win and cover this one against the Pacers. I guess the Pacers are showing up here a few times of late. They've covered each of their last 2 games. They were getting 12 at home against Portland, lost by 8. Covered the spread. They were getting 16 a couple nights ago against San Antonio, lost by 15, covered the spread. So I guess they're getting in there by a point or 2 right now. But Indiana has gone over in what did I say? 8 of their last 10, as well as 5 of their last 6, at 33-28 to the over as a dog. Orlando, meanwhile, is 19-17 against the spread at home. These 2 teams did face off back in January. It was 135-127. Orlando picked up its 4th straight win over Detroit. Also, they covered that one by 6.5. They also covered a New Year's Eve meeting, 112-110 on the road, but Orlando was favored by 4.5 in that one and did not cover. Go to the chat here in this one. Probably not a lot of response from this game, but here is a VAR on the under here in this one, and Magic and over here for Elliott. Jalen Suggs over in his assists there. Robert likes the under here, and if Pascal Siakam is playing, T-Bird, let me not ignore the injury report here. Siakam, questionable tag here for Siakam. Now, look, one thing we try to do here on the show, right, is kind of prognosticate whether the guys are in and out, but I think I've got a 50-50 on Siakam here. In fact, I would I might go 40-60, maybe even a little bit lower. I don't know if Siakam is going to make this game. Jordy's got Orlando money line and Banchero to reach 20, and Pacers to cover, says 9 Legacy. Obi Toppin is questionable here for Indiana. Nesmith is questionable. Nembhard is questionable as well. That's not great for these guys here. Zubats is out for the season now. Never made it here. And also for Orlando here, they have some injuries, but nothing really short term here that isn't over the last few days here. So give me Orlando here in this one minus the points. Okay, well, hey, we've got the Jared McClain revenge game here. I know you guys love to play the revenge game. You've got the Thunder taking on the 76ers here in this one tonight with this one's at 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific time here with the Thunder, 15.5-point favorite on the road against the 76ers. Now, look, the 76ers aren't in the Tankathon, right? They're going to the postseason here. It's just a matter of where they finish there in the play-in tournament. Again, I broke down those numbers for you. I hope they found that, because I kept talking for like 2 weeks here. Oh, you've got to finish 7 or 8, and I was just asking you guys to trust me. I didn't have all those numbers figured out. I was doing it off the history there. I forgot that the 10 seed made it last year with Miami, but still, obviously you want to finish 7 or 8. I mean, it gives you basically a 70%, like 100% in the 7 seed. So right now, that's where the Sixers are. They're in the 7th seed, but they could make it to 6. They could make it to 5th. Right now, Toronto is in 5th, and the Hornets are in 10th, but only 2.5 games separate those 6 teams from that play-in. It's going to be, I think the players know it. I mean, I think they know you got to finish higher and avoid some of those matchups on the road and stuff like that. In the back, winning 2 games instead of 1. So, all right, here though, you got a big spread, of course, with the Thunder, but again, it's not a tankathon game. Philadelphia, it is an important game, and Philadelphia is not playing poorly. I mean, they are playing some decent ball without their stars here. They just garnered a couple of wins over Utah and Sacramento, but hey, they're on the schedule. You play every Western Conference team twice. I mean, once at home, once on the road. So, they took care of it and got the cover there in that one. They did lose to Denver, but before that, beat Portland, beat Brooklyn. They've been winning a few games here, and they need to. Like I said, they're in, but you want to get a little bit higher. Philadelphia has won 5 of their last 6 at home, 4 of their last 5 overall. Oklahoma City, they've only, they're not doing that hot. They've only won 11 in a row. So, look, they could win and not cover here. That's very plausible as a 15.5-point favorite. I have not been able to determine here as a elite YouTube sports handicapper when the Thunder decides to cover and when they don't. I might ask somebody, do we know? Is there a pattern to when they get the cover and when they don't? This is their 4th straight road game. They've been laying double digits on every game. They're 1-2 against the spread, despite winning those games. Remember, the Pistons here, the Thunder here have won 11 straight games. They're 2-9 against the spread in those games. It was at least a 50-50 there for a while, but so if anything, that looks like they're taking off the brakes a little bit, doesn't it? Now, they're not actually in the clear yet. They are 3 games ahead of the Spurs. Like we said, both these teams have 11 games left. The rate these teams are winning, I don't think the Spurs are going to make up 3 games on the Detroit Pistons in 11 games. So they could be, just starting to dial it back here a little bit and making sure they're healthy and all that. Got to win a few more games, but it does feel like that they don't need to cover by 15, doesn't it? So you got Philly here is a team with some motivation anyway in this game, battling for their playoff position. It feels like the Sixers' urgency is a little bit more than the Thunder is. Even if the Thunder are playing for the number 1 seed, they'll probably still get it here. And again, I'm trying to equate it into the spread. The Thunder could still easily win and just not cover this game because they don't have the high-end motivation. They did win back in December, back on December 28th, 129 to 104. The Thunder won and covered that game over the Philadelphia 76ers. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. The last 16 years, these two teams have played in Philadelphia. Philadelphia has actually won 12 of the games, but again, I think we're dealing with that's 16 years. And while the Thunder have been good for several years here, that one does go back a while. Oklahoma City's gone under in 8 of their last 10 coming into this one. And I think I'm going to go under here, actually, with this matchup. Is it really 225.5? Boy, this one's gone up here big time, 3 or 4 points overnight. Yeah, give me the under here in this one. Maybe I'm reading it wrong here, but you guys tell me if you want here in this matchup. You do have, like I said, OKC has been a solid under here of late, and if they are taking their foot off the gas a little bit, maybe that's part of it. They've had an under streak going until the game against Washington. They put up 132, but that was against Washington here. Philadelphia is not Washington. Like I said, they're in the play, and they might even finish in, hey, Philadelphia is not, they could, finish, in 6th place here. In 5th place, they could chase down these Hawks and Raptors, and that's pretty good. So Sixers is I don't know. I'm not saying it's been great season for the Sixers, but it hasn't been awful either. I mean, they are over 500 here after all. Now, let me see what the injury tail looks like here, if anything, and then we'll move on. Uh, Guard Jalen Williams is probable here. A.J. Mitchell has the suspension. He is out. Embiid, of course, is out. Maxi's out. Barlow doubtful here, and that's about it. Should I go to the chat here for the picks? Let's see what we got. Steve is on, that was the last game. Cash King might be on the under here. This is 9 Legacy. I think that's Sixers on the spread. Robert's on the over. Elliott Thunder and under. R. Tom's on the under here. Elliott says Chet to go over in his rebounds. Under for Steve here. And Jay Williams is back to the under, says T Bird. Elliot Jameson said 224.5 there, and FanDuel. So yeah, man, this thing has been going up here overnight. There, Crypto says he likes the Thunder, but maybe they won't cover, right? You got to figure they can still win there. And T-Bird says you need volume shooters to be OKC. 76ers don't have the shooters there. But again, wow, seriously, will the Thunder keep going? It is a motivation when you have a winning streak, obviously, to keep that going too. I'll take the under in the Thunder and the Sixers. Okay, keep it moving here right now. Next one up. Okay, so we do have a time change here. No, let's see. Yeah, this one's a time change here too. 7:10 Pacific, 4:10 Eastern. I'm sorry, 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific. Time change here, I believe. I think they moved it up 30 minutes for the Spurs and the Heat because this one is on Peacock. Peacock game of the night. And what's going on with the Heat here all of a sudden? Now, we know the Spurs are just kind of like the Thunder here right now with a hot winning streak. They've won 5 in a row here at this point. And, it's even been better than that of late for the almost sounds like I'm insulting there because they've been so good. They, had a little interruption of their streak, but 5 straight wins, just 2-4 against the spread, though, for the Spurs. Not quite the same dramatic numbers as the Thunder, but they're winning. They don't need to really keep crushing. And look, you got to look at it if you're the Spurs. Can we really catch the Thunder the way they're going? San Antonio here, just 2-4 against the spread. Their last 6 games against the Miami Heat. The teams meet just twice a year, of course. So the bet back in early season. Spurs won it at home, 107-101 as a 6-point favorite. I think it was a push, actually. Miami, they've lost 4 in a row here all of a sudden, and they're in a predicament, right? Because they are the team, one of those teams in the position. They're in 9th place. Don't want to be in 9th place. And in fact, remember we were talking about how hot the Magic and the Heat are. Miami and the Heat are. They both have lost 4 straight games here, I think, right now. Yeah, Magic have also lost 4 straight. So they're tumbling down the charts, and the Hornets are hot again. Maybe the Magic and the Heat could finish in the 9-10. Remember, the Heat was the team that won. They were the first 10 team to win, first 10 seed to advance there last year. But they are getting the points at home here. Almost desperate for a win, I think. Losses to Orlando, Charlotte, Lakers, and Houston. Those are tough teams, and they're playing another tough team here. Miami's still 21-15 against the spread at home, 21-12 against the spread as an underdog. San Antonio, 20-16 against the spread on the road coming in. Miami's covered 8 of their last 11 here. They've gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. However, the Spurs have gone over in 6 of their last 9. Coming into this one, the Spurs, though, are 15-21 to the under on the road and 24-29 to the under as a favorite here. So, look, you got the Spurs here, of course, favorite on the road. Heat needing to snap out of it here and get a win. They only kind of need to, cover here, right, in this game. So, the total here, look at this thing, 240.5. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I got to wonder if that really is going to be this type of game. Up at 240 here, he's got to be playing a little bit hard in this game. So I'm going to take the under in this one with the Spurs and the Heat. I'm going to go under 240 or 240 and a half here in this one. Let's see what you have in the chat. And it's going to be, nothing here. No, nothing from nobody. Here's Elliot. He likes the Spurs and the under in this. He likes the Spurs to cover. Keep it going here right now with that hot streak. Let's just say what it is. They're winning all these games, but they did not cover in each of their last two games against Indiana and Phoenix. They didn't cover at home in those games. In fact, they failed to cover, as I said, a few games here. San Antonio not struggling, but against the spread, just 1-3 in their last four, all wins. Oh, here comes some plays. Steve is on Miami here. R. Thompson is on the Spurs, but Jordy says Spurs, and he'll put Wemby to get 20 for his to blow it up there a little bit. And Robert is on the Heat here in this one. Heat did finally cover a spread last game after, like I said, 4 straight losses. But they did lose to Houston 123-122 on the road as a 3-point dog last time out. And like I said, they played some tough teams in there as well. They played tough teams there of late. Okay. T-Bird, team total over for Miami, says T-Bird. And Jimmy's ready for baseball. He wishes it was today, and we still have 2 days to go before that opening baseball game. Okay, let's keep it moving here right now. Next up, we've got another time change here. Now, this one has been moved from 7:10 Eastern to 7:40 Eastern time, with the Grizzlies taking on the Hawks here in this one. Atlanta here at home. They are favored. We're in the tankathon here. Memphis not playing well right now. Again, here, a couple losses in a row. We know they've been tumbling, falling away. They're never going to the play. They, not making the playoffs. Obviously, we know that. But Memphis is actually, I don't think they've quite been eliminated yet. I think they're still breathing here, but they need to win it all and need a lot of help. They're in 12th place, 8.5 games behind the Warriors. So I think you need the Warriors to lose them all and the Grizzlies to win them all, except for 1 or 2 games in there. Anyway, take a look at this one. Memphis, a couple losses here to Charlotte and Boston last couple of games right now. Atlanta playing pretty well. The only loss they've really had here in the last few games was to the Houston Rockets in a blowout on the road. But other than that, the numbers are strong. They've won 12 of their last 13 games, going 11-2 against the spread in those games right now. And they're here laying 14 points in a tankathon game. I figure they should probably get it done, maybe blow them out. But let's see how you have it here with Memphis and Atlanta. These two teams met here last in their regular season game back in January, and it was 124-122. Atlanta did win the game on the road as a 1.5-point dog, so it was a closely rated game and finished close. It did go over in that one. The total here, 240.5. Atlanta's won 10 straight games at home. Memphis is just 1-10 straight up in their last 11. They've lost 6 straight on the road. Atlanta has failed to cover in 5 of the last 6 meetings at home against Memphis. But again, they play just twice a year, once a year here in Atlanta. Memphis has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming in. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. These teams kind of trend under here a little bit, but I don't know. Memphis here 15-21 to the under on the road. Atlanta 15-21 to the under at home in this one, but I don't feel like this. I mean, at 240, obviously here. Give me the over in this one with Memphis and Atlanta. I gotta think this is. Like I said, the Memphis trends under on the road and Atlanta trends under at home. But the first meeting went for 246. Granted, it was in January, but the way Memphis is giving up some of these points right now. 124 to Charlotte, 132 to Chicago, 128 to Detroit. I got to go over here in this one as my play. Give me the over here. Atlanta's probably going to put up a pretty big number, I would imagine. Let's see what you've got in the chat with this one. T-Bird says the Hawks will cover this. And Art Toms likes it too. Elliot, Hawks and under. Cash Kane on the under. You guys are going under and I'm going over. Uh-oh. Spurs on the spread. Grizzlies on the spread, says Nine Legacy. Robert's going to take those points today with the Grizzlies here. Look, I will say this for the Grizzlies to pump Robert's chances up here a little bit, despite these big time losing streak right now. They have covered 3 of their last 5 games there, getting 16.5, 12.5, and 15.5 in those games. They did just get beat by Charlotte by 23, getting 18.5 last time out on the road here, but they have covered a few anyway. Steve likes the over here with me. Okay, the Rockets are going to take on the Bulls here. The Bulls are pretty much toast, but the Bulls have actually been showing some life covering the spread. They're not exactly winning games, but they covered a few games here. They've actually covered 3 out of their last 4. Houston has not been covering the spread, and a lot of people are starting to question whether Houston here is just maybe they've reached their peak already and they're not going to be able to finish the job. They've already been supplanted in 3rd place by the Lakers here, and now all of a sudden they've got the Nuggets and the Timberwolves right on their backs, although the Rockets have won their last 2 games over Miami and Atlanta. But again, they're failing to cover some of these games. They've already been a pretty crummy cover all season, 25-36. ATS as a favorite, they're just 3-7. ATS in their last 10 games overall, 1-5. ATS in their last 6 games overall. Houston is 4-1 in their last 5 against Chicago, but just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 against the Bulls. The Bulls have covered 7 of their last 10 coming into this one, despite the fact that they've basically lost 16 out of their last 20 and 4 out of their last 5. Houston's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games, and Chicago's gone under in 10 of their last 13. 9 straight meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. They meet just twice a year and once here, but it is 9 straight overs between the 2 teams. I don't know if it's going that way though. Actually, I might just put the kibosh on that. Chicago, like I said, they've been going under here of late, and the Rockets are 27-34 to the under as a favorite. The Bulls are 13-24 to the under at home. I think I'm actually going to go under here. Even sometimes, I do like to use the season series kind of if you're not, you don't know which way to go, and maybe the 2 teams, which kind of the teams are kind of the same team right now. But I'm going to go under here in this one with Houston and Chicago in this one. I think more so it's the 2 teams themselves that are kind of going under this season, right? They're a combined 61-79 to the under. I'm going to go under with Houston and Chicago. Let's see how you have it, though, in the chat. Here we go with it. Oh, Justin was on the over there. I missed that. Thank you there, Justin. There's over on the Hawks game. T-Bird says Houston has no defense, no bench. Josh Giddey, double-digit, double-double there. Let me see what's going on with our injury report. I kind of skipped it on the last game, but let's see here. Rockets, no new injuries to report. The Bulls have Jalen Smith, questionable. Jaden Ivey, questionable. Simons is questionable. Okoro, doubtful. Yabusele, doubtful. And Zach Collins is out. So, man, they are missing some pieces here in this one. Like I said, the Bulls have been a decent cover here, but, they're going to fall well short of the postseason here because of this second half tumble. Remember, for a while they got off to that. Oh, that was a long time ago. I was going to say, they started off and was like one of the hot teams there for the first couple weeks. It's been a long time. Hey, we might as well have some ladies steam here. Let me get these plays out of the way. Uh, Justin here is on the over, though. He's going there with the over. R. Thompson on the Bulls. Steve's with me on the under. Justin likes the Bulls. Still to cover. Nine Legacy has the Rockets, however. And Jermaine says Durant pours it in against the Eastern Conference. Robert's on the Bulls. Here, Jermaine, Eason under, and hello to Public Enemy. All right, let's do some ladies' steam here right now. South Carolina, obviously a pretty good team here. Gamecocks were 22-point favorites today against USC. They're now 23.5. I tell you what, talking about how the steam, there was some women's steam there yesterday a little bit, and on the show there. So here you have South Carolina minus 22 here against USC, taking that steam. So the steam were pretty sharp there on those favorites right now in women's college basketball. Let's keep it moving here right now. Next up, we've got the Raptors taking on the Jazz here in the Tankathon. Raptors still a pretty big number here, 12.5 on the road. I don't know if you think of some of the teams winning on the Tankathon. I don't know if you think of the Raptors here, but they are in 5th place, trying to hang on to at least the 5 or the 6 seed. They're not going to catch the Cavaliers. I'm pretty certain about that. They're 4.5 games behind the Cavaliers right now, so half a game ahead of the Hawks here for 5th place in the Eastern Conference standings right now. Toronto 39-31. They've lost 2 games in a row, actually, coming into this one. Lost to Denver, lost to Phoenix, but did cover the spread against Denver. They are 19-16 against the spread on the road, 18-22 against the spread, however, as a favorite. Utah, 19-17 against the spread at home. Utah's been struggling here again. Of course, we know they're struggling, but they've also not covering the numbers as a dog here right now. The Utah Jazz have officially been eliminated several games, maybe 2 games ago, I think, officially. I don't think we really talked about it, but see how you have it here in this one with the Jazz getting the points at home here against the Toronto Raptors. Toronto is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. The only one they didn't cover was the loss last game at Phoenix. They lost by 22 there yesterday, so they are on the back-to-back. They were favored by 4.5. We were on Phoenix in that one. For Utah here, they are coming in off of a loss to Philly. Their one-day rest here. They beat Milwaukee at home, 128-96 as a 5.5-point dog in the game before that. These two teams played their first meeting back in February. It was 107-100. Toronto won at home. They did not cover in that game, so I'm going to the Tankathon here. Utah 1-5 straight up, 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games here overall. Toronto just 2-5 against the spread, last 7 against Utah. Utah's gone over in 5 of their last 7. 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone over, but Toronto's gone under in 12 of their last 17. It's a contrast, so you might just, Toronto 12-23 to the under on the road, 14-26 to the under as a favorite, but Utah 25-11 to the over at home and 37-26 to the over as a dog. But I think that, if I'm going to favor Toronto here, and I don't always just say, hey, whoever wins, you think the total will be whatever that team is doing. Like I said, Toronto's a big time under, and I think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be a little bit tougher. I know Utah has a lot of high scoring games at home, but I'd probably go under, but let me take Toronto as my play back in the Tankathon here. All right, let's see here. Jermaine, let's see here. His prop guy didn't show up. T-Bird says Raptors and Jazz under. And the Nine Legacy says, Ramon, you're wrong. They actually were eliminated in the preseason, but he'll still take the Jazz here plus the points in this one, right? Well, look, remember Walker Kessler got hurt. I mean, you'd think between Kessler, for Utah, man, it's interesting, right? I mean, you got two pretty good players there in Kessler and Markkanen, and remember they have Nurkic also in the front court. These are guys who are injured though. Collier's out tonight. Keontae George is out now. Uh, Triple J's been out here now, so it's been bad. Of course, Robert here on the under in this one, kind of agreed with me there. Keep it moving right now. Let's go to a team that I believe is on the verge of getting eliminated here tonight. I think any combination, here of if Dallas loses, they're done. Then they could win now here. Warriors only 2-point favorite in this one. Both teams have lost 3 in a row here. I don't know what you think of this one, but Warriors here have lost 3 in a row right now. The 2, Boston, Detroit, and Atlanta. Dallas, meanwhile, 3 straight losses to New Orleans, Atlanta, and the Clippers here. So the Warriors are still favored here by 2.5 right now. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to say it's 2 actually. Oh, it is 2 on the screen. There we go. And a 230.5 here. So look, the Warriors 16-21 against the spread on the road. Dallas is at least 18-18 against the spread at home. Dallas did cover last time out against the Clippers by 0.5 point here at home. The Warriors, not only did they lose their last 3, they failed to cover in their last 3 games as well. So Golden State just 1-8 straight up in their last 9 games, 2-6 against the spread. Talk about those injuries and, what can the Warriors really do here, especially if they end up as the number 10 team? They are number 10 right now, and they're a game and a half back here, actually behind the Trailblazers. So it does feel like they're going to come in 10th place, and that's not going to do you any good moving forward to the postseason. However, 2 teams have met twice already this season. Dallas did win at home last time out, 123-115 back in January as a 6.5-point underdog. Golden State won at home 126-116 in December, laying 6.5. In that one. So, well, let's see what you think here. I am going to take the Warriors still. I mean, I guess it does point to Dallas a little bit here. Like I said, the Warriors maybe have a little bit of motivation to win the game, just trying to get out of the 10 slot. Like I said, I think these teams know that the 10 slot does kind of spell doom. Don't have Curry, obviously, in here right now, and that's been a big, huge factor here, obviously. But let me hear from you in the chat in this one. All right, here we go. It's going to be, Nine Legacy says the Jazz do have some decent players. Hey, Weedo's here today. Weedo's here. Justin likes the over in this one. You gotta think this is in the mid 230s for sure. Here's Golden State here for Steve. Warriors over for our tops. Nine Legacy's on the Mavs. Big Scott's here. He's on the Pistons today on the money line. And Public Enemy though goes the other way. We could just do a Kalshi play in there between those two. And T-Bird says Warriors have the mindset on the play-in. They know they're going to the play-in. But he's taking the Warriors here. He's taking the Warriors. So, like I said, they can move up a little bit, but they've got to get it going. I mean, they're already trailing by a game and a half. Again, you got to get out of the 10 slot at least, feels like. But, all right, I'm going to take the Warriors, though, and I'll lay it. The Nets are going to take on the Trailblazers. We just talked about the Trailblazers and their position here in the postseason right now. And again, just a game and a half ahead of the Warriors. They trail the Clippers by just a half a game. Remember, it's 8, 9, and 10. Clippers, Blazers, Warriors. Those 3 teams are going to be jostling here. I don't see any way any of those teams catch the Suns, and I don't see any way that these teams fall out of the play-in tournament. So I believe it is The Clippers, Trailblazers, and Warriors battling for the 8, 9, 10 slots here over the last dozen games of the season. For Brooklyn here, this is obviously a tankathon game. The Blazers are 14-point favorites here in this one, and the total 15, and the total 219. For Brooklyn here, they're on again one of those massive losing streak teams right now, 7 straight. It's not quite the 16 of the Wizards and the Pacers, but nonetheless, some Nets here did cover each of their last 2 games against the Knicks and against the Kings. Portland, meanwhile, coming off a loss, 128 to 112 to Denver on the road. Before that, they had won 3 in a row to show some life here. That's how they kind of got out of, pulling away a little bit here from the Warriors and trailing the Clippers by just a half a game. For Portland here, they're 20-14 against the spread at home. Brooklyn, 29-37 against the spread as an underdog, 15-20 against the spread on the road. These two teams played their first meeting just a few nights ago, back a week ago. It was 114-95. Portland won big time at Denver, covering 11 and getting it done there. So let's see how you have it here. Is it going to be a tankathon blowout today for the Nets and the Trailblazers? How do you see this one tonight? I'm probably just going to go to the total here with these two, and I'm going to take it under the 219 here with Brooklyn and Portland. Give me the under in this one. It's really Brooklyn here at 29-37 to the under as an underdog, and 14-22 to the under on the road. Portland's an over team, particularly at home, 22-12 to the over at home, 22-9 to the over as a favorite. That's pretty impressive, or pretty significant, I would say, at least here. But I'm going to go ahead and go under in this one and avoid the side yet at this point. Let's see how you guys see this one with Brooklyn here taking on Portland. Brooklyn's lost 7 straight, as I said, but they have covered 6 of their last 9. Portland won 4 of their last 6, but just 4-8 against the spread in their last 12. Portland has gone over in 9 of their last 10 at home, but Brooklyn's gone under in 5 of 6. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here in Portland have gone under. And let's see what you have in the chat. It's going to be Blaze It Up for Kane here. Blazers spread. Justin has Klingon to get his rebound props over here. And Republican says the Blazers just haven't been able to cover too many threes. Yeah, they've been alternating wins and losses. They covered against Minnesota. They covered against Brooklyn. They laid 11 to Brooklyn and covered there. That was the last time, but they failed laying 12 to Indiana as an 8-point win, favored by 12. Those games were on the road. Let's see here. Robert here is on the under, and Steve's on Portland, and Dimitri says he'll take the over in this one. Okay. One more here. Feels like I'm talking in slow mo to kind of stretch things out, but nonetheless, we do have one more game here in the NBA, and it's going to be the Bucks taking on the Clippers here. Another tankathon game. The story's still out there. Giannis still wants to play, but look, there's no reason to play. Maybe it just, I don't know what it is with you. Now the latest story is Giannis is going to be in the ownership group of the Bucks. How do you go one day you want to be traded out of the thing? This team's not helping you out. You're kind of putting the ultimatum on them, and they're saying we're not going to play you because we need to save your trade value. Now he's going to buy part of the team. How does this even work? What is going on in Milwaukee with this? I mean, I don't know if I would do. I wish I could say one way or the other because I don't want to be wrong and say Giannis should just get out of there. Maybe it is his problem here a little bit. Milwaukee did win last time out here in their last game over Phoenix, 108-105, and an upset on the road. They were getting 11.5. The Clippers, meanwhile, did snap a losing streak finally, beat Dallas 138 to 131. We were wondering what's happened here to the Clippers, and was it all a fluke? Like I said, they're battling now. They're not going to get to seventh place. They're going to have to hopefully get the 8 seed here, but they're just a half a game ahead of the Trailblazers. At least they're favored by double digits here, and they should win against these Bucks. They did win the first meeting. No, they're going to play the Bucks again here shortly. They have not yet met this season, so they'll play in Milwaukee here still. Milwaukee 15-20 against the spread on the road. The Clippers 15-21 against the spread as a favorite here right now. These two teams not doing themselves any favors, at least covering any numbers. Clippers have lost, I said, 4 of 5, but they've also gone 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games overall. Milwaukee's lost 10 of 13, going 4-9 against the spread in those 13 games. Milwaukee here, they've lost. They've gone under in 4 of their last 6. The Clippers have gone under in 4 of their last 6, and 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Now, I'd probably just, I don't think those are, 4 out of 6 isn't a huge trend, but when you're doing a show, you reach sometimes. This seems more significant. Milwaukee's 10-25 to the under on the road. Give me the under here with the Clippers and the Bucks. I'm going to go under in this one at 222. And let's see what you have here right now. In this one, Milwaukee has covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. And here we go. And it's going to be Robert's got a via prop there on that Blazer game under his points. And Kane's going to go with the Bucks here to cover. Bucks going to cover. Bucks going to cash. 9 Legacy says Brooklyn Nets. He's taking the break. He's got a lot of dogs in there. AOD, Portland to smack there against Brooklyn. Stacks has Garland to reach his assist prop here tonight for the Clippers. What's going on the injury status of this game? Kawhi questionable. Yeah, I don't know that ankle turn here. So Kawhi looks like a game time decision. I don't really have any insight to that one. Mathurin is out. John Collins probable. Let's see. Kyle Kuzma questionable here for the Bucks, and Kevin Porter Jr. is out. Gary Harris is probable. And let's see here. I think that's it for this, unless you guys have something else in this one. I think that's going to be it for the NBA segment. Thanks, everybody. 10 games. All right. We're going to go to hockey next. Get ready. Get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready. It's hockey time. First game of the night is the last game of the night between the – don't worry. I've already scouted out here because we know we love our NHL here right now, right? We've got our one game. I don't even need any notes for this one. But tomorrow we're probably going to get to work right now because the whole card's playing tomorrow, okay? There you go. Look at all these, all right? I mean, come on. What are you doing to us, NHL? Maybe don't put your games on the same night as the NCAA basketball tournament. Okay. Here we go. Let's talk about the rain. Hey, what a nice performance there for the rookie goaltender yesterday of the Rangers. They did lose the game in a shootout. He did look a little overmatched there in the shootout by all those fancy NHLers and all their little moves. But a good job there, I thought, by the rookie goaltender for the Rangers. They lost the game. Of course they did. They were at home. So, like I said, I think I've already given my play, and we might as well just go with it here. The Rangers are at home. You're going to go against the Rangers here, aren't we? Man, the stock market's having a pretty good – we're getting some of that money back, gang. We're still going to take a few days, but we're going higher here for sure today, despite the oil markets falling. All right. Well, here we go with our game. Ottawa taking on the Rangers here in this one. And it's still continuing. The Rangers are back to losing at home is what it feels like. Yeah, they had a little run there where they were winning some games at home, but you still look at their record this season at home. It's still 9-17. Ottawa 18-13. Ottawa's in, pretty important position here right now for the postseason. Ottawa currently 3 points back of the Detroit Red Wings here. They're hanging on, but still easily alive here, so they really need to win this one over the Rangers. Rangers, of course, the worst team in the Eastern Conference with just 64 points, and we know they've had such a bad time at home, going just 9, 17, and 6 at home this season. They've lost 3 in a row, as I said right now. The losses to 4 in a row. 2, let me update my standings. Losses to LA, New Jersey, Columbus, and Winnipeg. So Ottawa here actually trails by four points in the standings. Hey, some steam here coming in, and gang, this is steam in NCAA men's basketball right now, ironically here, and we are seeing some other moves as well. The official steam here is Arkansas, Arizona over the total here. This thing opened as low as 165.5, and right now it's up to 167.5. The steam, the board is lighting up here. Let me see here. Let me see if we can't get it on, at least on the mobile here a little bit, so we can maybe pop it up there and show you that these games are moving here right now for Thursday and Friday. The total's moving here on Arizona and Arkansas, and also the total here is moving, or the side is moving on Texas. They're starting to move here. Texas is down to a 7-point dog here right now against Purdue, and also Duke is on the move here a little bit here. The Duke game is on the move anyway. It has moved here from 7 to 6.5 in some spots. So it looks like a little bit of a move here on St. John's here currently in college basketball here this weekend. So see what you got there in this one. I'm trying to talk hockey here, but these moves are definitely coming out here right now. And I was going to see if we could at least show them here on the screen that the board is lighting up. Not that you care, but the show's pretty much over. I'm taking Ottawa here. But definitely seeing that movement here right now. All the games lining up here at this point. So. Calling here at this point. We're gonna. I think the show is gonna be over. We might have a situation developing. So let's just wrap it up. I've got the Senators here on the money line. Let's hear from Mikey Money. I gotta wrap up this show, gang. Here we go.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's do the drawing real quick. We're going to have to end the show here, I'm afraid. Here we go. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow. More morning steam. Don't forget, join Mikey Money today, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. Also, coming up today will be VB. Trevor of all trades is one. Use the promo code WINNER to save, to get 1 free week over there. And also for L. Lauren, also use the promo code LIVE. Winner, Trevor of all trades gets 1 month of picks in there, and L. Lauren gets 1 week of picks. Thanks, everybody, for the show. Got to run here, I'm afraid, right now. So thanks for joining me. Be back tomorrow for more morning steam. All right, for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money.